Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Talk with Chi powered by Florax Pharmacy. My name is Chinonso Onigula. I'm the MD and also a pharmacist at Florax Pharmacy and Stores here in Lagos, Nigeria. Don't worry, today we're not going to be doing medicine, healthcare. Today we're going to be talking about a trip I had, and a very lovely trip actually. I went to Ghana actually for the first time in my life. Surprising, right? Since it's just behind us here. Anyways, yes. So I had a trip to Ghana. Actually, I just went straight to a resort. It's called Safari Valley Resort in Ghana, and I really can't wait to tell you guys about it because it was an amazing trip. It was actually very beautiful. I was surprised, like from arriving at the airport to the drive to the resort, and the stay in the resort was beautiful. This video is not sponsored though by Safari Valley, but I'm just because I did a reel actually. So if you don't follow me on my Instagram, please kindly follow me on my Instagram. I'll put my handle somewhere here. So yeah, so please follow me and check out the reel. The reel was actually very nice. So after I actually posted the reel, I got tons and tons and tons um of messages, from like my flight, my reservation and all of that. And yeah, I just felt like maybe more people want to know about stuff like that. So if this is something you're interested in, please keep on watching. So I will just do like a talk through on like booking, transportation, my flight reservation and all of that, and also the resort reservation, in case you're interested in going there, because I know when I was actually planning my trip too, I did come on here on YouTube and like researched a few things. So if this is something that you're interested in knowing, yeah, do continue watching this. So first of all, like I've always wanted to go to Ghana because obviously been hearing a lot of things, and they still in Africa, because I think at the beginning of the year, like one of my travel goals were to visit an African country, because there's so many beautiful things to see in Africa. You don't really have to be abroad and all of that to enjoy the whole scenery and all of that. You see what I'm talking about when I post or put some videos from the trip and all of that. So sorry, I'll be looking down because I did have to jot down some figures and all of that, so I don't say the wrong thing. So obviously, how did I get there? I didn't drive. I actually did take a flight, and the flight I used our African World Airline. I used our. It's actually a Ghanaian um, flight, but they actually do fly from Lagos. So I think other airlines go to. I know Air Peace goes to Ghana. I think Arik goes to Ghana too. But I used our. Um, yeah. Long story about this our trip. So at first I did a booking and it cost about 100. So sorry, this trip was in July. I know it's been a while, yeah, but this trip was in July, and as at then my round trip, so to go to Ghana and to come back, was 194,450 naira. So at first I booked a flight, and the flight was for 3 days actually. I booked to go on a Friday and to be back on a Sunday. Yeah, to be back on a Sunday. So my flight at first was 194,450 naira. Yeah. So please, if you haven't had your full vaccination, you need to have your full vaccination. If not, the airline will not allow you board. So I didn't know that when I was booking this flight, and I had only had my first shot, so they won't even accept just a single shot vaccination. It has to be your complete vaccination, and it also has to be 14 days after your second shot vaccination before they will let you board. So I think a week to the trip, I realized that they won't let me board. I made various calls. I called them. They were like they won't let me board. I need to have a full vaccination. Blah blah blah. And I had to change my ticket, and I paid almost 100,000 naira to change my ticket. Just imagine the rubbish. I paid 98,000, sorry, 114 naira to change my ticket. Can you just imagine the rubbish? However, when I called them, they were like, "Oh, it's because I booked through Waka now, blah 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 blah." So obviously, if you want to book a flight, go through, and you're not maybe sure of the date or whatever, go through. Always go through the main, like the main airline, obviously. So I think that's one thing I learned from that trip. You have to be fully vaccinated, and your last shot must be 14 days, before your your travel date. 14 days and more before your travel date. So after all the wahala, I now ended up like spending almost 250,000 for like the trip, which is expensive in my opinion, right? So don't make the mistakes I made. Make sure you're fully vaccinated, and try and book your flight directly from the um from the company. So the resort reservation, obviously the resort reservation was something I did before flight, because I've been seeing this beautiful like place, and I'm like, where is this, on Instagram? And I'm like, where is this? And they're like, Ghana. I'm like, Ghana K, how can this place be in Ghana, as in Ghana, our backyard? I chatted them on um Instagram, and I was redirected to WhatsApp. I asked them about a couple of their rooms that I was seeing. They have this very beautiful family vacation homes. There's like 3 bedrooms or 4 bedrooms. This is as at July, right? Because this is when I was making this reservation and all of that. If you see the pool, as in all the cabins, so all the cabins have their own pool. So it's just very. I'm going to insert a lot of videos. Hope you are ready to watch videos and pictures and activities so that you can understand where I'm coming from when I'm trying to explain, because usually it is, I can't even explain how beautiful that place was. That place was really beautiful. Like the air there was different from, I live in Lagos, so the air there was different. It was so relaxing. Like if you have been wanting to travel somewhere not too far, I think you should go to Safari Valley Resort. Yeah. So they had their family, as I when I was booking, they had three cabins available. They had the deluxe cabin, they had the premium cabin, and they had the family vacation homes, right? Family vacation home was beautiful, but it cost $3,000 a night. Did you hear that? This is even before dollar turned to 700 and kiniko. As at now, as at then, I think dollar was still 500, 400. As at then, I can't remember. I might be wrong. Sorry. The premium was about 1.2 or 1.5 a night, and then the deluxe cabin, which was where I stayed, was $1,000 a night, which was 6,500 CDs, right? So that was what I opted for, because I have to cut my coat according to my size. Sorry. Yeah, so basically I stayed at the deluxe cabin. Trust me, the deluxe cabin is still very beautiful. You still have your own private pool to yourself. You have your own butler to yourself. You have your complimentary drinks, alcohol, and fresh juice. It's not juice pack juice in the pack, or no, like freshly squeezed juice every day, and it is unlimited. So if you run out of your alcohol, and this is not like cheap alcohol that was given to us. No, we had vodka, we had cognac, we had whiskey, we had wine. Although I didn't like their selection of wine, but they did have like some pretty expensive. Like they had Martel, they had Hennessy, they had Ciroc vodka, which in my opinion are like top brands of those alcohol, and they actually did try, if like those were what was put in the room. They actually they did well, honestly, because I was expecting to see like cheap brands, but they did well. So so even if you go to your room and you see just one bottle and you finish that one bottle, all you have to do is call up your butler and tell your butler, oh, I'm out of drink, can I get a refill or whatever, and they will get your drinks to you like ASAP, right? So which was another like beautiful um um thing I found about the the resort. Like the drinks was unlimited, and they had snacks too, like nice biscuits and all of that in your rooms, which are unlimited, obviously, too. And they just had like all this complimentary serere. They call it serere in Nigeria. All these complimentary serere that were like busting my head, and I was like, okay. Then the food there is free, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they're all four course. So you have your appetizer, your main dish, your dessert. So you had, even breakfast had like appetizer, main dish, and I was really wowed anyway by um what they put together there at Safari Valley. So yeah, so my cabin cost $1,000 per night, which is pricey, let's be honest. But after all I saw, like what I just stated now, I think it's really worth it because, like, if you were lost somewhere, obviously you would buy your food, your breakfast, your lunch, or your dinner, and it would not be four course or three course or whatever. And you won't like imagine, traveling somewhere and you have to buy your alcohol and all of that, or yeah, your drinks or whatever. It will cost money. All of that was free. Like basically coming into the resort, you don't need to spend one dime because everything is free, once you are their guest there. So yeah, for so obviously if you want to book now, please reconfirm these prices because I think my friend was trying to book of recent, and I think she was saying they had increased the price. So please try and confirm the price. This is the price I paid as of July of 2022. Now, getting to Ghana airport, I already knew that Safari Valley Resort was about 2 hours 30 minutes drive from the airport, to the resort because it's like in the outskirts of town. It's not in town, right? So I knew I needed to sort out transportation getting there. So when I actually was booking with them, I asked them, oh, do you guys have like complimentary pickups or whatever? They said no, but they could provide someone that usually picks up and drops off their guests. Then I said, no problem, please send me the person's number. And actually they did send my number to the person. So the person reached out and was like, so he sent three pictures of three different cars. I think he sent a Toyota Corolla, sent a Suzuki Jeep, and then he sent like this, like I think the latest Prado Land Cruiser, and he said that the Corolla the Corolla cost 150 US dollars just to drop off, as in pick up from the airport and drop off. You're not going to pick me back from the resort to the airport to know. The Corolla cost 150 US dollars. The Mitsubishi, the Mitsubishi cost 200 US dollars, and the Prado cost 250 US dollars. So I tried to bargain with him for the Prado, and I think we ended up at um $200 to pick up from the airport and drop off at the resort for the Prado. So, but after thinking, as an Igbo girl that I am, after thinking, I now converted $200. I say, where am I going to? Even if I'm going from Lagos to my village, I will not spend $100 to go to my from Lagos to my village in Owerri. I said okay. So I started researching. So I think I came on YouTube here and I just checked like Safari Valley, and other people that had gone there had, posted their experience and all of that. So I think the girl now posted someone's contact. Apparently he's a transporter in Ghana too. He's actually an Igbo man. My brother, we are doing things. So I'll drop his contact too, obviously. So when I chatted him up, um he gave me a salon car like Toyota Corolla will cost 450 Ghana cedis, and an SUV cost 600 Ghana cedis, which was way better. But however, there was a catch to his. Anyways, his was that you would buy, the fuel that they would take or use to transport you from the airport to the resort. The fuel in Ghana is more expensive than the fuel in Nigeria. I think fuel in Nigeria cost about 170 naira per liter, and it cost about 1,200 or so if you convert it to naira. Um, yeah, per liter in Ghana. So fuel is more expensive in Ghana. That's why transportation relatively is more expensive in Ghana. Anyways, even with all of that, it was still way cheaper than $200 um for a trip from to pick up or drop up. So I ended up using the second guy. I'll obviously drop his details like I said. So yeah, so getting to the airport was very clean. The immigration officer, nobody's asking you, sister, what do you have for us? Brother, what do you have for us? The only question they asked me was, hope you're not going to be staying past, because my passport was about to expire, and they're like, hope you're not going to be staying past. I was like, oh, I'm just here for the weekend, and they're like, okay, have fun or whatever. Because I was with like one very big beach hat, and they like, so everybody was like, talking about the hat and all of that. So, you know, yeah, so like, oh, have fun and all of that. I'm like, oh, thank you. And, it didn't even take me 30 minutes from disembarking from the airplane and, out being out of the airport. Anyway, so what I noticed that was when I now got to Ghana. So coming in, all they will do is just like check your temperature and all of that. And I saw like this like makeshift like offices or kind of cubicles that were just on a straight line. So I now asked the guy that was checking the temperature. I was like, oh, so like what if like then I told him about my vaccination issue. He's like, oh, that you'd have just come here and done your PCR test and all of that. Like, are you serious? So this people made me. I was so upset with our airline. Even till now, I don't think I'll ever use that airline anyway. They are good, trust me, but just because of that experience, I don't think I'll be using them again. Right? Yeah. So that was what he said. That I didn't need to change my flight ticket and all of that. But please still confirm from whatever airline you're using if you plan on doing that and you are not fully vaccinated, or like your last shot is less than 14 days to your departure date. Yes, so next will be, okay, I've talked about booking the resort. Yeah, I think that's about it. So let this video not be too talk talk talk. I want you to really see the beauty of this resort. They had so many activities. They even took us to one waterfall. I hope I got Asene waterfall or something. I hope I get or I got the name right. But I'll put up the name somewhere here. They took us to the waterfall. It was free of charge. We had like mobile security escorts that went with us to the waterfall and back. Like I felt really safe, because even the trip from the airport to the resort, we got to a part where it was like an untarred, unnamed road basically, and like you would see like villagers just farming, on their farms on both sides, and I still felt very safe. Like, it's really sad that Nigeria has come to be so unsafe. Like, even because I was talking to my friend about it, like this thing that this man put up here, it's so easy for us to replicate it here in Nigeria, but the only issue is security, safety. Nobody is going to go there, because you don't want to go there and spend $1,000 and use $10 million and pay ransom money to somebody that comes to kidnap you and all of that. So like, even in the resorts, I felt very safe, because your cabins are kind of secluded. Like, sometimes you cannot even see like the next cabin. That's to tell you how like evenly spaced and all of that the resort was. But I still really felt safe. I really enjoyed my stay. It was a breath of fresh air. The food was amazing. The staff were amazing. Yeah, I really had fun. I'm definitely going to be going there again when I have gathered enough money again to go. But basically, yeah, I had so much fun. Like I said, so many activities. I got to play golf for the first time. You get to have a golf trainer there, and he said I was a natural. Yeah, basically, I played golf for the first time. There was badminton. I played badminton, and I played badminton. There's basketball there. There's volleyball. There's apart from the like your own pools that you have by your cabin. There's like a bigger one in like their recreational center that you could actually go and have a swim to. That's just by their gym. Okay, so like, what would you need if you were going for this trip? I basically think you would basically just see if you are an influencer, a blogger, that is your zone. Like you're going to be in your zone because they're like so many. You have so many pictures to take, like so many beautiful spots, right? So it's really lovely. I know, like my battery was always draining out. I'm sure next time when I'm gonna have to go with a power bank because my battery was always draining out because I was taking videos and pictures. Then they have like this like wild, well, it's not wildlife basically because the animals are friendly, right? So like section is like an animal section. Like you could be coming from your cabin to the restaurant and you would see like this um it's called an emu just crossing, or like you would see like you see animals. Like there was one, I've forgotten the names, but I'm sure in the video that I'll be posting you would see them. So yeah, basically I think most of the things you need, maybe your resort, like swimsuits, obviously take as many swimsuits as you want, resort style wears, basically that's what you need. Then because it's like resort kind of, if you can take like mosquito repellents and all of that, because I know I did take, although I didn't have an issue with insects or whatnot. But yeah, you can take mosquito repellents or like bug spray or bug cream or whatever in case you get bit, but there's nothing too serious. I didn't experience any bad thing like that. Yeah, so you know what, let me stop talking, watch these videos. enjoyed the videos. I enjoyed the videos too because it brought back memories, and I probably need to go and check their site again because I really want to book another trip there. Yeah, so thank you for watching to the end. I hope the video was not boring. If you're not following me, please follow me, subscribe to my channel. The plan is to get to 1K subscribers by December 31st, so I hope we get there. So follow me on my handles too on Instagram. Like I said, I have a reel there about the place that really made people ask, and that's why I'm doing this video. So there's a reel there. My Instagram handle, I'll put it there. I'm on Twitter too. Please follow me on Twitter. Um, yeah, I think that's about it. Right. So if you have any comment or anything, definitely drop it in the comment section. I will do well to reply you. I love you guys. Have a good one.